Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's just a quick video for today because what we're looking at is how do we play around Dimension Shifter in White Forest. Dimension Shifter is one of a few cards that exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! At the minute, which is so individually powerful on their own that you need to have a game plan, basically, because if you don't, you will just auto lose the game if they draw Dimension Shifter in their opening hand. And it might not be Dimension Shifter. Fuelos is exactly the same, but this is for another video. So right now, if we're playing White Forest, how do we play around Dimension Shifter? Just going to share with you a couple of tech options, not all exclusive to White Forest, to be honest, but the last videos I made about White Forest got some really good traction. Seems to be a popular archetype at the minute, so we will be looking at it specifically with White Forest in mind. So why we're talking about Dimensional Shifter right now in particular, or Dimension Shifter, is because in Crossover Breakers, we're going to see the Malice archetype. That deck's going to be really popular. We've already got Tenpai, another Shifter deck. The Exodia deck that recently got top 32 at YCS Niagara, Shifter deck. You need an option, you need a response for Shifter other than, oh well, I guess I'll lose, I'll go first. We need to not just auto lose the game when Shifter gets activated. An honourable mention goes out to Retaliating C as well, because if you're on Snake Eyes or Azamina or White Forest, this is going to be in people's side deck against you. When your opponent activates a spell card that includes an effect that special summons a monster, you can special summon this from your hand. While this is on the field, all cards that would go to the graveyard are banished instead. And the thing about this card is, it's not a lingering effect. So if I'm turn 2, if I'm going second, you're Azamina, you activate the Hallowed Azamina, I chain Retaliating C, it comes to my turn, link this off for a Little Knight, whatever else it is, I'm no longer under the effects of Retaliating C, even though you, for your turn, were basically under Dimension Shifter. We're going to start seeing a lot more of this card, I think. This is going to be in every side deck, any kind of major event, in my opinion, but we'll see anyway. More of an honourable mention. The video isn't really about this little fella. So let's just go through the options in no particular rank or order. One option. Okay, so another option. And this is let's call it a classic. I think most people are familiar with this as an option, something to do if you get hit by Shifter. And that would be your rank 4 play. So in this instance, we'd normal summon Sylvie, gets us the Tails, we'd activate Tails, fetch the Rusia, special summon it using its own effect, rank 4, XC summon, Baguska. And if you don't know what Baguska does, while this is in face-up defense position, all monsters on the field are changed to face-up defense position. Monsters that were in defense position when their effects were activated, those effects get negated, basically. So you make a rank 4, and you hope to God that between Baguska and the non-engine that you've drawn stalls so that you get to see turn 3 and hopefully make some kind of play, basically. Now this next option gets a lot better once Supreme Darkness drops. The reason is because it's actually a rank 2 play. Now not everybody will shotgun Dimension Shifter during the standby phase. Sometimes what they do is they wait because they want you to they basically want you to commit to a line of play that is completely suboptimal or just unplayable even if you have Shifter. So they wait and try and bait you into doing something, basically, then drop the Shifter. If that's the case, this play works. It works now as well. Once Supreme Darkness comes around, you can make rank 2s a lot easier because the new card can special summon itself from your hand by revealing itself. So the rank 2 plays are a lot more accessible. But I'll mention this now just so you can get the cards if you don't already have them. Plus it can still come up. So let's say we special summon LZ. We send a spell card to the graveyard for cost and they go, right, I'm going to change Shifter. And they're thinking I should have activated, basically shotgunned it, done it right off the bat, and they definitely will next turn if they hadn't done already. We normal summon Estella of the White Forest. This is in the graveyard, of course. We Xyz summon number 29, Mannequin Cat. Now, what Mannequin Cat can do, I learned this from Sprite, by the way. Any Sprite players will be familiar with this. You can special summon a monster to your opponent's field from their graveyard. And then, once you've done that, you can target the monster or target any monster they control. Special summon one monster with the same type or attribute from your deck. So we're going to special summon a dark, because Dimension Shifters are dark, and that dark is Chaos Hunter. The first effect doesn't matter. The second effect, your opponent cannot banish cards. So we special summon Chaos Hunter to the field, and now, while Chaos Hunter is on the field, Dimension Shifter is null and void, basically, because this overrides the effect of Dimension Shifter. It's an option. Another option, we play the minigame. 1 called by, 3 cross out, your own copy of Dimension Shifter, and you basically pray, you draw one of these, and you don't draw that. Another option, get 2 bodies on the board, make an SP Little Knight, and between SP Little Knight and the non-engine you've drawn, you hope this is enough to stall for the next turn. Not my personal favourite, to be honest. I know I said I wasn't going to rank them, but yeah, I don't think this is it. Another one is if we can get 3 bodies, IP Masquerena on the board, IP into SP during the turn. It's a banish plus SP's effect. Little bit better, I think. Again, is it my preferred option? Probably not, because we might well struggle to get 3 bodies on the board playing under Dimension Shifter, is the reality. But again, it's an option. Another option, and this is kind of the last one really, because within this it bridges into a few different options, a few different variations, and you'll see what I mean. And that's, we run Thrust. More specifically, we run 3. You'd have to run 3 of these, really. So you'd have 3 Thrust in the side deck, assuming your locals is full of Dimension Shifter. Obviously, you need to kind of make a judgment call based on what you think you'll be up against. But let's say you commit to this angle. You run 3 Triple Tactics Thrust in the side deck. Let's have a look at the options. What is it you're searching for? So you could be going for Dimensional Barrier. You could go for Threatening Roar, which is also a good anti-Tempai tech option. I believe that this was in side decks at YCS Niagara, particularly for Tempai. Doubles up for Dimension Shifter as well, because you can't die. Realistically, you will see turn 3 and get to make some kind of play. And then lastly, Harpy's Featherstorm. And you're probably thinking, hold on a minute, why on earth would you side in Harpy's Featherstorm in White Forest? Bear with me. So there's 2 ways you can make this card viable or activatable, full stop, never mind viable. I'm actually going to be running this at a tournament I'm going to at the weekend, because I want to take it for a spin. I've heard about it, I've kind of theory crafted it, and I want to see if it works, because this card is disgusting. This card, when you're playing against Flu, is just, it just auto wins the game. Plus, we can recycle it with Diabell, the level 8 synchro. So we can basically be activating this 2 turns in a row, and there's no way you just don't win the game off the back of that. There's just no way, basically, that you don't activate this twice and not go on to win. So how do we make it live? So option number 1 is we get 2 bodies on board. Any 2, doesn't really matter. We link summon into Silhouette Rabbit, and then Silhouette Rabbit gets us a card called Swamp Mirror. Activate this card by declaring 1 monster type and 1 attribute. Special summon this card as a normal monster with that type and attribute. This card is also still a trap card, and that's relevant because we make it a winged beast. So we get 2 bodies on the board. Summon Silhouette Rabbit. This is assuming we've managed to thrust into Harpy's Featherstorm, of course. We grab Swamp Mirror from the deck, we set it, during our opponent's turn, activate, winged beast, Harpy's Featherstorm, and you fight cheese with cheese, basically. Another version, similar kind of angle, to be fair, is if we manage to make a rank 4 play. So we normal summon Sylvie, gets us the tails, search the Rusia, special summon with its own effect, and then we make a rank 4 summon for Castell, the Sky Blaster Musketeer, which is a winged beast. And the thing about this particular route is you can't really negate this because it's what it is rather than what it does. Syllabat Rabbit can be hit by Veiler, Imperm, wherever it is, so then you're not actually getting to grab the Swamp Mirror. But if we can make a rank 4 play, never mind Baguska, if we've thrust it into Harpy's Featherstorm, we make a rank 4 play into Castell, we pass back to our opponent, what can they do? Like genuinely, what can they do? It comes back to us, we make a synchro line involving Diabell, get this card again, we swing, set this card, activate it again during our opponent's next standby phase, comes back to us, and if we swing again, and there's no way they're surviving that. So there's a few different options to play around Shifter. I'm going to be honest, none of them are perfect because this card is just that ridiculously powerful. And if somebody's running if somebody's running a 40 card deck with 3 shifters in, then there's a solid chance in at least one of your 3 duels against that person you're going to be hit by a shifter. I've had duels where with three games against the same person, I got hit with shifter all 3 times. It's going to come up. So hopefully within all of this, wasn't the most structured video. I just wanted to kind of throw some ideas out there, get conversations going, I guess. But hopefully somewhere that within all of that, you've seen something you like enough to put in your side deck. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.